Hello, my name is Reyhan Baysan and I've been working at TRT World's digital team since 2014 as a producer and presenter. I've also been working as a TV presenter since 2012 and I do stories mostly on global economy, financial markets, and at the same time I enjoy doing human impact stories. So today I'll be talking to you guys about how presenting for TV is different than presenting for digital, and there are actually huge differences. I'll also try to give you some tips about presenting in general. So one of the biggest differences between presenting for TV and presenting for digital is that the TV requires a big team. From the time the show goes on into the air until it reaches the audience. And let's take an example of a live TV show. We're talking about a big gallery full of people, and there are cameramen, editors, producers, there's a director, and there are lots of technical details as well. And that's actually something kind of which limits you when compared with digital, because let's say we're talking about a show which has been going on for 3 years on a daily basis. The only thing that changes during that show is the context. All the other things are instructed by the director, the body language, the clothing. Everything needs to be same, even the tonation needs to be same. So there's the director which you need to be listening to, and you're required to follow the same rules on a daily basis. You're required to follow the same routine. And with digital, you're your own boss. You can set your own rules, you're free, and you have more space to be more creative. So of course the context changes and you can always adapt yourself regarding the context, according to the context. And sometimes you can shoot the video yourself like I am doing right now, or you will have a cameraman, so it just makes the two of you. And from even your clothing to your body language, the way you shoot for digital can be more expressive. So this is a huge difference. And this is something actually still for me that I'm learning, still trying to adapt, because you know, when someone tells you there are no rules, just be yourself and do whatever you want, it's something which I'm still adapting to and experimenting with, and this is a very nice experience for me actually. Another major thing is grabbing the attention of the audience.
Brexit.
Breakfast.
For post-Brexit.
After breakfast. Not breakfast. That'd be Brexit.
Because with digital and social media, we're talking about mere seconds to impress your audience or hook the viewers. So, whereas with TV, you have at least a minute or two to say, welcome to the show. Today is this date, and today in the show we'll be talking about this and that, we'll be hosting these people, so it takes at least a minute, so it's a big difference. And also there's one more difference, because in TV there are like 10 channels maybe a TV viewer is used to visit. So let's say if he or she doesn't want to watch you, they can always go back to that channels, but after they're done with that, they can always come back to you. Whereas in digital, it's not the same, because let's say you're on YouTube and you're curious about the topic, you just type it there in the search box, and from the millions of options, you click on my video, and if you don't like the entrance, if it doesn't engage you, then you will just stop and move to the next one. And I already lost you. So this is very important to actually convince and impress the audience, and that's why you have to be always creative in the beginning of your videos. You need to find ways to engage the audience and come up with something new in each video. It has to be creative, impactful. So, because remember, with digital, the content is endless. There are millions of others talking about the same topic you're talking. So that's why you need to find a way to be creative. When you're a TV presenter, you have to have the perfect hair, the perfect makeup. It's like an unwritten rule, a general rule, maybe a TV culture, whereas in digital, these kind of things are much relaxed. You don't have to worry about them too much. But of course, you need to look fresh for your audience. You need to look engaged and lively. But you don't have to fixate on your hair and makeup like traditional TV. Just be there, and if you fixate on those things, then you might be losing the contact with your audience, and we never want that. So you have to always keep engaged with the camera. The lens is your friend. Imagine there's only one person and you're talking to that person. You're telling the story to that one person. This is particularly important when you're shooting yourself, like most of us are doing these days. And you have to focus and keep your eyes on the camera. Of course, you can always look down to your notes like I've been doing since the beginning of this video, but if you look at other directions, like to your right, to your left, or to other places, the viewer will understand that there's something going on, that he or she is missing something, but they will not know what they're missing, so it kind of makes them feel left out, and this is something else we don't want. So, and it's nice to keep yourself engaged and try to be in the same mood for the story you're presenting. Let's say you're presenting a happy story, then on the countdown from 5, 4, 3, then just put a nice smile on your face at 3, and then the countdown continues, and keep that smile until the story starts and you start presenting, and try to keep it the same until the story finishes. And of course, the tone can change according to each story. You shouldn't be smiling when presenting a sad story. So another thing which might be useful could be the way you stand, the way you present. You need to, if you're doing a stand-up, then you have to be in a position where you keep your feet very firm on the ground. You shouldn't be moving away from the camera unless you decide to do so in the beginning of the shoot, unless the camera follows you. So you need to keep your eyes focused on the camera and your feet firm on the ground. You can always use your hands, of course, not too much. And if you're sitting down, then try to find a comfortable position and don't forget to be engaging at the same time. One of the other things which I think is very important is knowing your stuff. You have to have at least one area of expertise. For me, it's the economy, and I really enjoy doing stories on economy, reporting on financial markets. So these really excite me actually. And if you know your stuff, then if you're following the current affairs, the current news, it becomes almost like a habit that you follow them every day. You get excited about it, and it shows your passion and enthusiasm on camera, so and definitely gives you confidence too. So it's very important. Try to get at least one area of expertise that you feel comfortable talking about or which excites you. It's always a bumpy ride. You can always encounter some obstacles on the way. There will be some setbacks, and but it's very important to keep your mood under control and try to turn that crisis into something positive. For example, if you're too excited to be on the camera, then use that excitement, reflect that on your story that you're presenting, and try to get excitement or energy to drive your story. So just by using the energy, you can maybe get over the jitters. Sometimes you might encounter a technical problem. For example, one time I was doing a night shoot and our lamp broke, but we just didn't give up, and we tried to find some night lamps and try to do our shoot over there. So because people are interested in the results, they don't know what's actually happening behind the scenes, and they are just going to see the end results. So don't think about those obstacles, don't think about the crisis, and just your job is to give them something finished, so try to deliver that. So these were some tips from me. I hope they were useful and that they might get you excited about presenting. Thank you very much for watching.